I do need to apologize in this video. I got a notice from YouTube that the content that I'm creating is likely to cause injury to others. I would never want to do that. So they've taken away the entire monetization from my whole channel for 30 days. It's totally demonetized. And I just decided I'm going to take those 30 days to really recenter myself a little bit. I'm going to kind of do service to the community, getting the word out to them about freedom and safety and guns and things that they should know. And so I just want to spread that word in the community as a way to apologize. I also want to just spend time with my kids, you know, just be a good dad, spend some time with them. And also I'm probably going to take this time and kind of clean the garage, kind of get it set up a little bit better. And so I really do want to thank YouTube for this time that they've given me to be in timeout. All right, you guys, so let me tell you what's really happened is I got a message from YouTube. They have demonetized the whole channel. They violated 2 of their own policies in doing it. They said that they would say which specific videos violated their policies. They did not do that at all, period. They also violated another one of their policies. They have a 3-strike policy where they warn you, and as you do anything wrong that's violating their policy. They haven't done that. I've never received any kind of warning from YouTube. No problems, nothing. And honestly, I feel muzzled all the time when I'm making content on this channel because there are certain things that I want to talk about and I just cannot even show you on the channel. So I want to just highlight that so you know some of the things. I see requests all the time for videos and I'm like, yeah, I'd love to show that too, and I just can't. So here's what. So YouTube doesn't allow any video that shows the manufacture of ammunition. The word they use is manufacture. So hand loading, if I buy components and put them together, well, yeah, that's manufacturing ammunition, right? They just haven't clarified that. Are we talking about just commercial? Like, why would they block that? That makes no sense. Like, somebody's gonna go set up a manufacturing plant for ammunition, right? And even so, we have videos from Remington Arms where they're showing their factory and stuff. That's totally on there, no problems, right? What does that even mean, right? And it can't show the modification of a firearm. You just can't show that. And yet there are hundreds of videos showing, you know, reaming out chamber, just gunsmithing stuff. You can't show modification. So if I attach a bipod to a rifle, is that what we're talking about? What does that even mean? It's ridiculous. Plus, you can do YouTube lives in the gun industry, but you don't see many channels doing YouTube lives. Why? Because you cannot touch a firearm during a YouTube live. You can have them, you can show video of them, but you can't touch the firearm during a YouTube live. What, we're afraid we might actually shoot somebody through the internet? It's stupid. Also, you can't transport a firearm while doing a YouTube live. So if I have a gun in my truck and I'm driving to the gun range, can't do a YouTube live. Thank you for protecting us, YouTube. That is a really just smart, sensible policy. But, you know, I'm being sarcastic a lot in this video. But seriously, I do want to say just a 60-second anecdote that I hope will put a point on this. 3-4 years ago, my wife and I visited socialist Cuba. And while we were there, we were just so fascinated to learn about these people. There are very few tourists that actually get through into Cuba and see what life is like. And we drove around and we wanted to talk to people in little villages and everything, just find out what was going on there and what life was really like under socialism. And we talked to a taxi driver, and taxi drivers are wealthy there because they actually have a vehicle. So a taxi driver, they're actually doing really good. He said he also does some journalism. And I said, really? What's it like? And we were alone in this cab, right? And so I thought, okay, we can get the real story here. We're obviously Americans. He's not afraid we're like a spy here. And so I said, what's it like being a journalist in Cuba? I mean, how does the government actually control what you say? And the guy turned around and he says, the government doesn't control what I say. I can write whatever I want. There's never been a case where the government has told me what I can and can't write in the newspaper. He wrote for a major publication. And I said, really? That's amazing. That just doesn't sound right from the impression I have of Cuba. So I thought about it for a little while, and then I said, so what would happen if you criticized like the mayor or the president of the country in the newspaper? And his face gets all serious and he says, oh, I would never do that. And I said, what do you mean? Why not? I mean, you're right about politics, right? And he says, I mean, people get disappeared when you do things like that. And it was so crazy that he was telling me all about his freedom of speech and how free they felt. And yet they were obviously under extreme control. 4 years later in America, that's where we live. We live in that, right? Yeah, you have the freedom of the speech. The government can't stop you. We have the Constitution, right? So instead, they just partner with big tech, and big tech does their bidding. I mean, where the president of the United States can't speak in the town square, which today is social media. He's totally blocked from it. Where Parler, anytime you have an app that's just advertised as free speech, oh, no, kicked off the iPhone, kicked off Android. You just can't have an app. Oh, you can have your own website, free speech, but you can't be on any of the platforms in the town square, which basically makes it not possible to run that, right? We live in that today, and it has to stop. And so, whatever, Google demonetizes my channel. I can apply in 30 days. We'll see. I don't care. I'm going to keep creating YouTube content for you guys the best I can. I just would appreciate it if you would share this, text a video to a friend, click like. A lot of you watch these videos and aren't subscribed. If you just did something to help share this, because I also think YouTube is going to do their best to shut the channel, keep it from being spread until I guess which policy I violated, even though I'm very well aware of them and do my best to follow their stupid policies. Anyway, that's my message today. If you just take that one step, it mean a lot to me. But either way, I'm going to keep showing up for you guys and creating the best content I can.